Hi everyone, this is Evie and I'm back to share another project that I worked on. And this piece is actually a little art piece that I made for my dad for Father's Day. And it started out like this. It's a little wood piece that I sanded the borders off and then I painted it in his favorite colors. And the meaning behind these colors, not only that he likes them, but my father retired last June, I believe it was, from his work that he's been at all his life. He worked at the same place ever since he graduated until last year. So he started a new professional career after his retirement. He's doing something else, and he asked me to create a logo for this new venture that he's working on. And the colors that we used were the navy and the burgundy. So using his favorite colors, I created this little artwork, and it has just meaning behind it because it has a color, so it'll remind him of the process of choosing the colors that we went through. And there's also this little cross here that's a bead, so you can move it. I'm sorry for the lighting and everything because I'm filming from my cell phone. But these are the colors. This is the bead. It's a cross because faith is very important in his life, and he always makes sure that whenever the family gets together, we're reminded of that, of being thankful for everything that we have and all that we get to share, and for being a close-knit family. So besides that cross bead that I added in the center and the colors, there's also this little pieces of jewelry that I've had in my jewelry stash for years. So it's a mixture of some of my creative steps. So it's my art, which I have to thank him for it because he was the one who provided me with the education. There's jewelry, which was another venture that I went into while I was doing work. And to me, there's a lot of meaning behind this little tiny piece. And then in the back, I just had and there's the Happy Father's Day and then the year, and just I love you, Evie. So I'll make a card and explain the whole thinking process behind it, and it'll just make it more meaningful. But I hope he can keep this next to him in his new workspace, and remind him of how aware I am of everything that's important to him. So family and God, and that's just him, and working. He needs to keep active and do things. So that's just a little piece that I created for him. And yeah. So the other thing that I wanted to share with you was I was showing you this tag that I was working on the other day, and I finally finished it. So this is what is in the back. I used for this part over here, I used this stamp from Stampers Best, and what I did was I punched out this little holes up here, and I threaded through some satin ribbon, and then I made it look like it was hanging from that vintage button that I have from Paper Tree ink bag that I have. I added some craft thread in the same color taupe that I used for the paper to stamp on. And then down here I added a little bead of the same lace that I used in the front, and another little piece of the cross grain ribbon, and another one of the buttons. And then down here in the bottom, this here is, let me see if I have it here. It's a stamp from a Martha Stewart set that my mom got me last summer on a trip that she went to. She came back and brought me this from a Joann store. So this is one piece, and this is another. I don't know if you've seen that before, but this is what the set looks like. It's this one over here. So you can build all your little sayings and sentiments and like monograms and everything on all these blocks. And I use that to create this little e-monogram. And then I punched out the stamp with I think it's an AK Success Whale Punch. So that's what I use there. And then in every scallop I added a little liquid pearl dot. So that's how that one turned out. And this up here, it's funny, but I tried the fussy cutting with the scissors, but the scissors that I have, I'm going to show you. These are the ones that I have been using. And they're kind of hard to work when you want to do fussy cutting. And the other ones that I have are the Tim Holtz ones. So both of them are too bulky for that. So I went back to my old trusty tool, the X-Acto blade, and that's what I used to cut this piece here. So that's that piece. And it's fine and done. And the stamps that I used in the front of this are this one, the Sewing Kit stamp set. And by the way, the music that you hear in the background is in honor of my dad. So I'm playing the Monkees. And if you watch the video that I'm going to do after this one, it totally goes with that theme too. So, and this is the other stamp that I use for this image over here on the side, and then just my doodling on the side. So that's what I use for that, and it's done. That tag is done. So another thing that I wanted to share today was a very special package that I got in the mail today, and this happy mail was from someone really special who had the kindest gesture of sending me a PM message asking me whether I would be interested in her sending me some chipboard for my journals. And I was so touched. I was in shock. And I said, of course, you know, if it's not the same that I already have, because I don't want to waste your postage and something that I have already, I'd be more than happy to get some different chipboard to play with. So the package finally got here today, and I cannot, it was today, and I cannot believe the amount of chipboard that she sent. Look at this. Look at this. So, Sherry Wolf on YouTube. I am so very thankful for this package. You don't know. I was printing out some images yesterday that I wanted to work with on a journal, and I wanted to do something small for that. And I was trying to figure out what to do, and I don't know if I have it here. Let me see if I have it here on top of my desk. But the small thing that I had, okay, let me show you. It's this one. It's this one here. But the thing that I wanted to work on was kind of, I don't know, I was trying to figure out how to use that journaling for that, and not to use the other chipboard that I have to create that first journal with. And this, it's a perfect size. It's super thick, and look, it's black on the other side. So Sherry, thank you so much. Lovely card too. I love the card. Look how pretty the card is. It's a blue. It's a blue, and it looks really dark, but it's a light blue. And look at how pretty her card is. So thank you so much. I mean, it means so much to me that you thought about my projects, and you thought of sending me something that I could use for that. And I am going to start playing with this weekend. I'm going to find the time for that, and I'm going to start playing with at least one of them to see how it takes the pain and how I can use that for the project that I'm thinking of. So she sent me that, and then when I shook out because the card I found, it was stuck between all these chipboards, so the card I found afterwards. But she also added this to the envelope that she sent, and I cannot believe, Sherry, that you sent me some of the sprays that you just bought. I mean, you are so sweet. I can't believe you sent me some of these, and I love them. Love them. They're beautiful. Look at all the colors. This one's like a green and white, and then this one's a pink and white, and then the blue and white. It goes, and then the clear one. And these are going into my little hoarding bowl. I love them. I love them. So I'll keep them safe for a little while until I get the courage to use them, because I've been wanting those for a while, and I can't believe you sent me some of them. So thanks again so much. And let me see, what else did I have to share with you? So yeah, that really special package, the piece that I made for my dad, I finished that tag, and then the other thing that I wanted to share, and let me see if I can get that without making a mess. Let me, how do I move around? Okay, hold on one second. Hold on one second. Let me see if I can move you around. Sorry. I'm trying to get to them. Okay, so this other thing, I'm back, and I'm sorry for doing that. But technical difficulties have made this hard. So let me do this. First of all, let me explain the process of this. And this is a thanks to Steph from Little Red Wagon Studio. Steph made a video the other day about some tags that she had created for the Your Paper Pantry tag swap, and they are music themed, and I loved her tags, and I left her a comment on her video telling her how much I loved her tags, and she replies back telling me that I should join the swap this time also, because I had a really good time doing the other one. But my reply to that was that first this is my vacation time, that I really get a full vacation because the kids are actually in camp right now, so I'm getting the full day to do things that I've been wanting to do, and so that was one. But the main thing was that I didn't have images with music in them. I didn't have any stamps, and I didn't have any ephemera or anything like that. All I had were some papers that had the music on it. I mean, let me show you, the ones that Mimi and Olga sent me in those Michael's paper sacks. So I had that paper, but this is the only thing that I could think of that I had, and I had to make the tags for the swap. So I was like, well, I can't think of anything to use. So she replies back telling me that I should get some images from the internet, because there's great images on the internet. Well, there goes my other issue. I was printing out some images for the piece that I worked on for my husband, and I ran into some trouble with that because I have an inkjet printer, and every time I try to do things on top of those images, since they're not permanent, they keep getting ruined and whatever. So that was another issue. And I said, okay, so I'm not comfortable doing the tag swap because I don't know if I can do it. So I wanted to play around with that technique and everything, but I didn't know if I was going to be able to do it in time. And since I wasn't sure if they were going to turn out nice enough, I didn't want to send something to people that didn't turn out good enough. So until I was sure about that, I didn't want to do the compromise. I didn't want to make the compromise. So I hope to join another swap soon. And I thank you, Steph, from the bottom of my heart for from replying and telling me to join again. But you know how that works. That stayed in my mind, and I was like, okay, so now I have to try that. I have to search for the images and try it. I have to be able to work with that somehow. I have to go find my way around it. So look at what I did, Steph. I told you that I found some images and I wanted to work on something. So I created the tag. And look at this. Okay, so that's why I said that the Monkees music was perfect. So I found these vintage images. And this time I was very, very light on the gel medium that I put on top of them. And it worked out a lot better. I mean, I actually liked how it worked this time. I put this little Victrola image onto a foam, a craft foam. The whole thing is on top of a chipboard that I painted with acrylics. So I don't know if you can see that texture in the background. Down there. Let me see if I can put it down and go close up. So yeah, so I found that image that I loved. Then I found this other one over here that is an advertisement for the RCA Victrola. Oops, I'm sorry. Which I really liked. So it says your own concerts, and then it has the image of the Victrola and the whole thing advertised down here. It's like $30 for the piece. And then it has the little Victrola down here. Can you see it? So that's another image that I found, and I also covered that with a gel medium to make sure that it didn't get ruined. And then down here is another image that I found, and this one I also cut with my X-Acto knife, and I just colored it with watercolor pencils. And then I covered that with a gel medium. So it's kind of working, right? You guys tell me what you think. And then this paper back here, I had the hardest time finding a paper that I could use because I wanted something that looked retro, and I wanted to combine that color with the ones that I had found on the images. So Beatriz and I went through my small paper stash, and we found the paper. Actually, she did. She found the paper. So I added these images here, and then there's a little black ribbon up here at the top. And then I fussy cut this couple dancing. And then this is another image that I found. It's like the cover of one of those 45 records. So look, isn't that a great image? I love it. It's so retro. Love it, love it. And then down here, this part over here has the music sheet that I just showed you, the paper that Mimi had sent. I just distressed the whole thing. I tore it, and then I folded it, and then I glued it, so it looks like that on the side. And then all of this going down here is just little pieces of jewelry findings from my stash. And then down here, there's a satin ribbon over here and some pearl trim. And then these two pearls here are from Emily from Babbers 1691. I think it was the number of her, right behind her name on the channel. And then this pearl was from my stash, and some more of those jewelry pieces. And this little paper here is a paper that I stamped. So that's the way the front looks. And then this is the back. So it has a vintage paper, a music paper on the back that I printed. And this advertisement for the records for the Victrola in all those funky colors. I love that. Then it has this image from like the 60s with a couple listening to the records, and then this vintage record over here with the sleeve and all these retro images on it. And you know what happened, right? Now I'm like dying to get, because I would have loved to have like little pieces of the vinyl from the records to add to the piece, and now I want to make like a big art piece using things like this. So these are like kind of exercises for me. I make the tags, and then I'm like trying new techniques and things, and now I want to work on a big piece that includes things like that. So I'm going to be on a search of like things that have to do with like the records and I would love to have like the little plastic insert that you had inside or something like that. Just things like that to play with so I could add to this. So that's the first one. And then the second one I'm going to have to make another video for, because this is taking way too long and I don't even know if it's going to upload. So I hope I don't have to cut this in pieces. So I'll see you soon. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you guys think, please, because I love seeing your comments. And Steph, thank you for the inspiration. I'm loving it. Bye.